Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know the news by now, but if you don't, the Arizona head coach Jedd Fisch has left for Washington, and I believe that Jedd Fisch is an excellent head coach. He took an Arizona team which started out very shaky earlier in the season, turned that entire season around, and not only turned it around, they won 10 games. On top of the 10-win season, they won a bowl game, which is very impressive against a Oklahoma team that is not the best team in the world, but there are no scrubs over there in Oklahoma. And so with that being said, you would think that he is a coach that a lot of people are looking at, and especially a team like Washington with this recent coaching vacancy with Kalen DeBoer leaving for Alabama. And the controversy begins with the players meeting that he had once it was known and once it was finalized that he was leaving.
Matt, Jedd Fisch leaving Arizona went from rumor to reality in a matter of hours. Many players found out the news on social media before Fisch confirmed it in an impromptu team meeting. Take a look at the moments right after that meeting ended. You can see players and coaches filing out of Arizona Stadium. Some left in big groups, others walked alone with sunglasses on or with their hoods up. We're told that meeting lasted only about 3 minutes. Fisch said his piece and left. He and his family then boarded a flight to Seattle. Here in Tucson, players still processing the news that Fisch won't coach the Cats in 2024.
I mean, the guys are just trying to stick together, making sure we tell each other, we love each other. And, it's just a process we all got to go through together, but we're going to be all right. Yeah. I love Coach Fisch. I know he puts us in his best interest no matter what. Just want the best for him and his family. And, it's up to God, what's meant to be, what's meant to be.
I kind of feel like a little disheartened, and I really don't know what to say at the same time, because it's like, well, I kind of expected to come here and play with Coach Fisch and everything, but now that he's leaving, I'm still going to play. I still want to go here and play, but it's kind of a bummer that he's leaving.
And so the players themselves sat in a room. He came in, and the meeting only lasted 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure that a proper thank you, I'm happy that you guys did this, and I want you guys to understand that I'm making a decision based off this, and this, would normally take longer than 3 minutes. It sounds like to me that he went into the room, said, well guys, I want to let you guys know that I'm leaving. There was an awkward silence probably for a minute and a half or so, and then kids started saying this and this and this. What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? Blah blah blah. And then he had no answer, so he dipped up out of there. And immediately after that meeting, he got on this plane. But wait, I'm forgetting something. Right before he hopped on this plane, he decided to make a video for the Washington Huskies.
Husky Nation, Coach Fisch here, boarding the plane to Seattle right now, and just can't wait to see you, meet our players, and let's go get that championship we've been talking about. All right, boys, we'll talk to you soon. Husky Nation, we'll see you soon.
And with that information, let's read a comment here. Jedd Fisch could have had a longer meeting with the players. They are literally the reason he got paid a hefty bag. Washington took a huge gamble, but that's how football works. If he doesn't make a QB change, he may go 7-5. Gotta pay homage to your team. And it will be interesting to see exactly which direction they decide to go with the quarterback position. And it'll be interesting to see if Fisch can hang with the big dogs in the Big Ten. And so we're looking at a situation right now where a lot of people do not like the fact that the meeting was only 3 minutes. And I agree with that. The players, how well they played, everything that they did during that season is literally the reason why you got paid in the first place. And I will say this as well. There is no right way to let players know that you are leaving. It will never be right. It will never go off or come across the correct way. I don't know how the right way would be to do that. But what I will say is, I think every single player in that locker room deserved a thank you. Every coach that coached with you on the sideline deserved a thank you. And with that being said, I will say this. It seems like Jedd Fisch is taking his coaching staff with him. Nothing has been finalized yet, but look at this tweet right here. Arizona's entire offensive coaching staff is on this plane to Seattle, including OC Brennan Carroll, as well as strength coach Tyler Owens. They're probably going to be on his coaching staff in Washington. Nothing is confirmed just yet. And speaking of Washington, he has already had meetings with the players, and it has seemed to go well. This tweet right here says Jedd Fisch has already met with the UW players that are here on campus. Very positive meeting. Shook every player's hand and asked them their names and introduced himself to each one. Also, 3 or 4 coaches from DeBoer staffs were in attendance. And like I stated earlier, I believe that Jedd Fisch is a good coach, and I think he will have some success here in Washington. How much success, we don't necessarily know yet. This is a bigger school with bigger expectations, especially a team that is just coming off of a loss in the Natty, and so he's going to have a quick turnaround. And one more thing I want to say about this entire situation, I've seen a lot of people state that he should have let the kids know before it was all over the place. ESPN and everybody else knew about this before the actual players did. I will say that it's extremely hard, especially in a social media driven era, for a coach to let players know before anybody else does. These things get leaked out as soon as somebody steps foot in a city that just so happens to have another college team in it. It's going to get reported and leaked out, and players are going to find out about it. And it's just so hard to keep these things on the wrap. You don't want to have a meeting and tell players that you're leaving, and then you just so happen to not leave. That will be extremely awkward. But at the very least, I think you do owe the players a meeting, an explanation of some sort. I'm not saying that you have to tell your entire life story, but I do think at the bare minimum, each and every individual, each group, the linebacker group, the quarterback group, all of those, everybody deserved a thank you at the very least, which I think would have taken longer than 3 minutes. As awkward as it might be, as painful as it might be to go through all of that, as much as you don't want to do that because it's easier just to go in there, say a few things, say, well, I'm leaving, and dip out. That's easy to do. Even though it's going to be extremely cringy, I do think you owe them that at least. But we have seen coaches in the past do things similar to this, and it won't be the last time we see it. Even though I disagree with it, like I said, it won't be the last time we see something like this happens. But let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Like, comment, and also subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you in the next video.